Bitcoin to 250K. That's what the rainbow model is saying. First thing, friends, I want to show you this message from Whitley Strieber to the future generation. You and me, degenerates, gambling. Let's listen to Mr. Whitley.
What do I want to impart to them? Something Anne said that maybe is the most important thing of all, especially for the next generation. The human species is too young to have beliefs. What we need are good questions. You guys go out there and find the right questions and ask them inside yourselves, in your hearts, to each other, to the universe, and to all who are here trying to relate to us, because they want those questions. That's where we start.
Beautifully said.
Time to ask questions. How pointy are your elbows? How cold is your orange juice? How bullish are you in the bull market? I'm asking the right questions, Mr. Whitley. I'm asking them. Let me show you the only model in crypto that's worked each cycle. And by the way, that's a matter of fact. The rainbow model. It is the only model that has consistently worked in the cryptocurrency industry. You follow the rainbow. Now, it stopped working last cycle, so we added purple. That's how the world works, baby. We bend the rules. We make the rules. So this model, friends, it's just basically, it's just a log, right? With the diminishing returns over time. It's a log growth, right? In each cycle, you notice in the first one, we blew up to the upside. Then we touched the red. Then in last cycle, we touched the orange. So now we're thinking that we're going to touch around the yellow. Now, luckily for us, because it's been a very long cycle, and I know you like it long, that's what she said. Here it is right here. Here it is right here. This is the rainbow model. See, friends, that's the nice part about what happens when, you know, that famous stock market saying I keep telling you, the longer the base, the higher the pump into space. Well, it's true, right? Basically, what happens is people sell based off time. They're like, oh, I've been in this thing for 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. So the longer something stays down, there are people, they are like pre-programmed to sell just based off time. Just, you know, that they've got bills, they've got family, they've got to pay whatever for a wedding, they've got to pay for something, okay? They've got to buy a new squeaky chair for their kids. So if the price is low, these bigger accounts, holders, they are selling exponentially large amount of supply to get the US dollars, but they're all selling them at the lows, right? Because all these people, let's say each whale needs $100,000, whatever, for each person, right? So if the price is really, really low, they have to sell an exponentially large amount of money, of quantity of coins just to get their $100,000, and they're all selling at the lows. So once finally time to go, if you have that long base, you basically pump up into space. If we continue on this trajectory, where would the yellow take us by the end of this year? It's about 278 to 280,000 dollars. If you go down to, instead of yellow, if we go down, friends, to the light green, it's 200K. So between 200 to 280, that'll be fantasticals, wouldn't it? I'll actually show you right here. This is what we're looking at. So the longer you can actually run for, the better, right? The longer that it takes. Even if you move it a bit to the side, here you have January 2026, 290K. So yeah, hopefully the 200 to 300K is met. That's the Bitcoin rainbow log model. And that is diminishing, okay? Shout out to Mr. BoxMichael as well. Your favorite top indicators will all be wrong this cycle. I've been in crypto for nearly a decade now, and the Bitcoin rainbow chart is still the most reliable for me. If you're an OG, you know this. Look at it. We're not even close to yellow. Up only. Also, BoxMichael, wonderful bottom signal. Whenever Mikey comes, he doesn't get bearish at the bottoms, by the way. When he appears, like, oh, this is a good buy the dip, right? He does it, I'm not joking, like once every 6 to 12 months. He comes out literally once a year. He goes, oh, this is a good buy the dip. He came out at the bottom of the Trump mania, the Trump dip. Remember the tariff tantrums? I'll show you right here. Remember when everyone's dumping? I'll show you, friends. So he came out literally here. He's like, oh, this is a good buy the dip. Right, 77. So and then I think he came out last year on Japan when he came out. It's kind of funny. I don't even think Mikey is aware he's an amazing bottom signal confirmation about that. It's not like he comes out and says, oh, I'm calling the bottom. He's just like, oh, there's a good dip buy. Really unique. So everyone, friends, you got to remember, we all got PTSD. We all have anxiety. We all have these questions. When is it going to top out? We don't know. We don't know. I'm going to show you something from the universe. Tai Lopez is coming back. Look at him. He's making these tweets now. Do you want clarity? Remove distractions and sit with your thoughts longer than feels comfortable. So, man, you got to respect what he does. He literally talks and says nothing. He like massages your dopamine. So it's like, man, it's literally A plus grifting. Okay, they got university courses on this, bro. How do you talk and massage male ego and literally just have no substance? And you're just able to do it and just massage people. He goes, do you want clarity? Just he likes these like bite-sized, digestible stuff. That's why, friends, personally, with me, I like going deep, right? Family friendly though, family friendly deep. I like going deep into stuff. I don't like everyone's got their own thing, friends. Like one of the largest YouTube channels are the Twink Brothers, right? Altcoin Daily. When I watch the Altcoin Daily, the thing is, right, their videos are more catered for people who like watching movie trailers. Okay, it's just like all of their episodes are like movie trailers.
So you're an Ethereum guy. Do you own Bitcoin?
I'm not. I do not own Bitcoin.
None.
I'd rather have an iPhone than a landline.
Something really interesting is
boom, 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 boom. Something big is happening. Cut to the cut, cut to the cut again, boom, boom. Something big's happening. Over. You know, so you know that's why everyone's got their own thing. You know what I mean? I don't like watching movie trailers. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, don't spoil it for me. You know what I mean? And movie trailers, they don't really get you. You know, you don't get the alpha if you're in movie trailer content land. But Tai Lopez is master of that. Now, why he's important to watch is he marked the top of 2017 crypto cycle, and he marked the top of 2021. He marked the top of NFTs. He marked the top of Olympus DAO. He marked the top of crypto. Now, why is that? It's because he's very efficient. Okay, when he comes in, he waits. He has very good timing for when he has a large amount of demand who are yelling to the universe, I want a FOMO. I missed out. I've missed out. I need to participate. He can hear the cries out here. And then he's like, you know what? I'll give you some rubbish product. I'll tick your boxes, give you the dopamine hit to feel like you're participating, and I'll make you something to grift you. He's very good at that, and that's what he does, right? The monkey JPEGs, he bought into the monkey JPEGs, but he released his own JPEG NFT that like literally 2 out of 10,000 people bought or something in 2022. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, right? So, and he also released his Olympus DAO fork, went down early, okay, went to 0. But these are the things we like mark. So hopefully it coincides with, you know, imagine like Bitcoin really is 250K by December this year. And, you know, the rainbow model, we're at yellow. And Tai Lopez comes out and he starts, you know, imagine he releases a stable coin or something. I don't know. You know, that'd be funny. Also, what's been happening is more conspiracy stuff out here, friends. Lots of postings about the number 8 and infinity HyperLoop. So firstly, Binance said there's something to the number 8. Binance just turned 8. BNB just broke $800. That's 800,000% growth between a 10-cent ICO and today. No typo. Some things age well. Here's to the next. So yeah, ICO of BNB was 10 cents and then now hit $800. That's if you do that that is an 8,000, yes, 8,000x, I think. 8,000x. And it's actually held the bid there. That's wild, man. That's bonkers. Okay, and then you have Liberty Swap Finance friends posting the 8 sideways HyperLoop. The coffee shop and the protocol pay gas fees to PulseChain validators, and the coffee shop earns from those validators to continue covering gas fees. A beautiful, endless, and sustainable cycle. So the significance of this HyperLoop, friends. Remember, HyperLoop, it refers to like the amount in crypto because we're like cities. Yeah, and everyone's transacting. So the symbolism is very apparent, right? Because like basically the flywheel, and you want it to go infinite amount of time, right? So everything's cyclical, everything just goes, basically never ends. That's what you want, right? It also refers to I made the term, the videos about the Hyperloop theory, right? So it came from Mr. Decentralized Me's video, but when I watched it, I called it Hyperloop. So he showed what it is. So what it was basically was the MakerDAO theory where if the PulseChain core coins, if they pegged, right, on MakerDAO, if they pegged with pDAI, Then basically you'd mint pDAI, buy up the calls, it pushes it up, and then you could mint more. And then you can buy up the calls and push it up again. The turbo loop, hyperloop theory. So yeah, is it more symbolism? Does it mean there's going to be more releases? Hopefully. Something else I was thinking about as well. See, friends, I don't want to jinx anything. I don't, because I don't know, man. You know, pDAI could go to 0, but I really hope if pDAI's, let's say pDAI's $1, it gets listed on exchanges pretty soon. Okay, it needs to test itself, because I feel like if it depegs on an exchange, God help us all. Yeah, that's too much. You know, I don't think if whoever's behind it, PulseChain Pioneers, I think they would have learned from Luna, right? Because you know, friends, everyone's got this scare factor. Everyone's scared that pDAI is just going to depeg, because if they watch this thing go to 0 already, they're like, hey, why can't it get tested again? You know, but hopefully it's a better time that we have to deal with later on. You also saw this recently, friends. So PumpFun dumped 25% below its ICO. I covered this a short while ago. Just showing you, it doesn't matter what a coin does. Its utility, it doesn't matter, okay? What matters is positioning, okay? With Solana, it was positioned as the favorite, and it ran up for 1.75 years. And then it had a blow-off, catastrophic attention magnet lightning rod moment when Donald Trump released his meme coin onto the chain. He flopped out his meme coin. He unzipped himself, flopped out his meme coin. So in terms of how many people are aware of the chain, now you have maximum exposure in the world, okay? So remember, markets, it's a seesaw, yeah? To win, you have to buy low, means you have to enter when there's no attention. Enter, you're settling before everybody else in the city has settled. And you're predicting, you're visionizing, you're thinking about the future, you're seeing that maybe one day people come and flock to the city, okay? That's what you're looking for, right? And that's why PumpFun, even though the team made $700 million of revenue, you're like, hey, how does it go down to 3 billion market cap? Well, that's why, man, because it priced itself in for a year and a half. That's why. Hopefully it all works out for everyone, though. Another unique signal that we might find, friends. So Autism Capital, they used to be into DeFi. Then they moved from DeFi, and then they became Soy Bankman-Fried cucumber worshippers in 2022. Then, I mean, they were so in love with Soy Bankman-Fried, BitBoy was calling them out as Soy Bankman-Fried's alt back in 2021. That's how, like, in love with Soy Bankman-Fried they were. Then the Ponzi happened, you know, just the world's greatest Ponzi happened. So then they became Elon Musk worshippers, right? And then Elon quoted them once. It's kind of funny, man. It's kind of funny. Like, they like totally... They're so embarrassed by crypto now being down after all this time. They're like, because Elon started quote tweeting them. Elon started replying to them. Now they got like almost they got like 600,000-700,000 plus followers. And now they've even turned into political spice maxis. They're like, new Mike Benz. I don't know who Mike Benz is. Is he Mercedes Benz dude? I don't know. New York should be a sanctuary state. Oh, taxes, cleaning up the streets. Ah, humans, you never learn. Oh, man. I hope if I reincarnate or something, I'll come back. Just make me a dictator. Oh, yeah. Can I keep my memories, though? Because I know exactly the buttons you got to press. It's so predictable, man. Oh, my God. It really is a cycle. It's like, oh, did you accidentally find out the pedophile elite ring is real? Oopsies. Let's throw some political stuff. I know. Let's put some race baiting things out here. Here's a white kid hitting a black kid. No. Here's a black kid hitting a white kid. Oh, let's use the N word in this and that. Let's spam it out here. Ah, cute little humans, you know. For the rest of us, though, it comes down to the Bitcoin rainbow model, right? The Bitcoin rainbow model, diminishing log. Remember, it's, yeah, man. I mean, it's the only thing that's worked. Okay, but you still got to be aware of the exotic top signals. We'll see, friends. We'll see what type of cycle we're going to get. We still don't know. And there's still two paths that can happen, right? We could have an up-only ripping and roaring that starts now, has a big green candle by Dikembe. So green. We have 6 green in a row, and then we have a blow-off finisher for the altcoins in January next year, right? That's possible. It is also possible that we have a start and stop. So we go up a bit and then we reset again in September. You know? And then we run for 6 months after that for altcoins. You don't know, right? Which would mean you peak out in like March. But yeah, you don't, of course, we don't know. Thing is, waiting for Bitcoin Rainbow, waiting for these exotic top signals, but like you're never going to fully know. But once we start seeing these things, I'll be saying, look, man, I don't know what happens tomorrow. Okay. But you don't know what happens tomorrow either. So hedge yourself. Okay. You hedge yourself. You know, maybe at some point there'll be like 3 out of 8 exotic top signals have hit. You're like, okay, maybe that means like, you know, shave off 25%. You put some BTC, some USD, pay your taxes, as we are good citizens of the nations that we live in. And then, yeah, that's pretty much what it comes down to. But we're nowhere near there. Nowhere near there. At some point, though, we'll be there. Okay? Like, subscribe, Billy Button, or catch you soon.